Good morning and welcome to another episode of Viva Cafe con Leche with Lori and Margarita. I am Dr. Lori Monaco, the badass Buddha from Align Yourself Inc. I am a life coach specializing in transformation and mindfulness practice. I'm also a speaker and a holistic practitioner, and I'm coming to you from a very dreary southern Connecticut. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, good morning. And Florida's not that much different. I woke up to the rain pitter-pattering on my tin roof this morning. I heard it through the bathroom. And I was like, okay, I see the sun coming up over there, but it's still a beautiful morning, right? You know me, I love those rainy days.
I do too. I mean, I love thunder. I love all of that stuff. I just, and we've had such a dry spell for so long, and then we've had some bouts with rain. And we definitely needed it because a lot of stuff has grown just in the last couple of weeks here.
Uh-huh.
I'm not complaining about it whatsoever. And we bring the sunshine, right? Right?
That's it. That's
Gladiator Guru. Because
That's it. So I am La Margarita, spiritual and creative healing life coach. Mother Moon's favorite child. Today I'm feeling very spicy, very spiritual, very connected to the universe.
Where are you?
There are days. And I am happy to be here this morning from semi-sunny Florida. I am a gladiator guru, so welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. As I'm still trying to find my watch party, to start my watch party. This has been very challenging since
I'm not on a watch party. I didn't do a watch party. So
I know, but it's been very challenging.
Well, we do have a few people on already, so let's see. Maria Garcia, good morning, sis. That's what she wrote.
Good morning.
Nieves is on. Good morning, Maria and Stephanie. We're glad you are here. Good morning, good morning. And yeah, we have to figure this out. Why there's no reason when you pick it up. Maybe did I hit the live first before you? Is that what it is?
Maybe. No, I can't pick it up until you go live.
No, I know, but maybe it's not giving you the option to share at the bottom left. Doesn't say anything about sharing.
No, because I don't even see the video.
Okay, how about go now? We're still trying to work out all these little kinks here since we started. So I purposely got off the Viva. I got off the Viva one. So see if you could find it. And then see if you could share it. And then while she's doing that, so.
I got it.
You did? Okay, good. Does it say share?
Yes, now I got it. Now I actually saw the video.
So I'm wondering, okay, there we go. All right, so you got it. Oh, and it's giving me the option as well. So how about that?
Hold on, because, okay, here it is. Here it is.
And did you, okay, so did you share it? You got it on yours?
Yes, I do.
Yay, we figured it out. So listen, here's the other little piece. You know, it's just a reminder, hopefully you've been seeing the posts, but we are now on YouTube. Viva Cafe con Leche has its own YouTube channel, and we are still working out the kinks on that, but the goal is for us to simultaneously stream from both Facebook and YouTube at the same time on Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. So we're going to figure all that out this week, but for this week we're going to stay on the Facebook channel. It's really important for us to be able to engage with everybody, and so the comments, and we love doing the shout outs and answering questions and all that beautiful stuff. We haven't figured out how that would work with YouTube, so that's why we're thinking we're going to try to do both streams at the same time and be able to comment while we're on Facebook, but reach a much larger audience for YouTube, right? Because we're so fabulous. And for those of you watching, it is important for you to also go on YouTube and follow us and subscribe to the channel so that we could reach a much greater audience. So don't get lazy on us now. If you're on Facebook and you followed and liked us on our channels as it is, go to YouTube. What's one extra subscribe, right? So just do it and get it over with. Do it today.
Yes. The most important on YouTube is subscriptions. subscribe to our channels and like it. And you know, we're the gardeners, put it that way. We're not just sitting here talking. We actually, our mission is to plant seeds. On every show is to plant seeds and to have you cultivate them into beautiful, blooming, living plants or flowers, so that later on in life, when you walk into your yard, you have your own botanical garden of beauty, of richness, of thickness, of everything you desire, that when you go in there, you feel safe, you feel comfortable, you feel love. That's what we do on this show. We hand you the seeds for you to cultivate the life you want inside out. Like material stuff, we don't care. We want to plant the seeds of self-love and self-hope and self-endurance. And, you know, so that your moral compass is made to such perfection that it's infinite. Nothing's going to break it because you built it with love and trust, right? Because if you build something and you put all your all in it and you trust that it's going to work, it's going to work. So that's what we do here at Viva. We're the gardeners of your roots.
And that's what we do as life coaches in general. You know, our purpose is to make sure that you are the best version of yourself. You know, some people need a little bit of tweaking. Some people need a hella lot of tweaking. And that's our job. It's we come in and you know, our goal is to inspire and to motivate and to empower, so that you're absolutely, you know, the beautiful way that the Gladiator Guru said it was, you know, to create this botanical garden. I mean, listen, your life is worth it. And, you know, we want to share it with as many people as possible. That's why we're reaching out on Facebook, and that's why we're reaching out on YouTube now, because we want everybody to hear this message. And we think we have some very cool content, and we think we have some very cool, I don't know, thoughts on the world and life. And we have a lot of fun doing it, and we just love working together. So just spread the joy and spread us, and we would love it if you did that. So thank you for that. Thank you. That was a word from our sponsor. And
I'm just saying, you know, we've lived experiences. I want to give a shout out to Michelle Martinez. Thank you for being on. My sister Connie.
Good morning, Connie.
Connie says, good morning, my loves. Good morning, beautiful. My sister's an early riser all the time. My cousin, Doji Belleza.
Doji.
Hola. And Nancy Green.
Nancy.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. So, how was your weekend, everybody? How'd it go? Where are you coming from? What coffee are you drinking? You know the whole deal by now, right?
Today, I am having Café Bustelo with cloves and coconut milk.
I don't remember what coffee I'm having, but it's really not that good, and I really got to get some more. This week I have to go online and just sort of order a bunch of bags, or maybe I will reach out to these people and say, hey, we have a show in the morning called the Viva Cafe con Leche, and wouldn't you love to sponsor by sending us some free samples of your coffee, and we can give you a shout out. My only worry about that is that what if we didn't like the coffee? Could you imagine? They give us this free stuff to shout out to everybody, and we don't like the coffee.
But that's when we say, you know, different strokes for different folks. Not everybody is going to enjoy the same cup of coffee, and that is why it is wise to sample. The freedom and the joy to sample all types of coffee.
That's correct.
You know, so that's how you go and you sample, because I've asked 2 people already, and I gave them both our addresses to send us each samples. We just haven't received any yet.
Did you see what Lily? Good morning, Lillian. Lillian's on.
Good morning, Lillian.
I visited the Gladiator Guru this weekend, so I heard. You guys had a great time. And had her amazing coffee. So
like 4 times, right, Lillian? 4 times in a day, because you got here at 5 p.m. Saturday, and we were out the house by 11 on Sunday. But yeah, we had it like 4 times. my cup of coffee.
That's fantastic. Awesome.
And Lillian gifted me this.
That's beautiful. I was going to compliment on you that this morning. That's
Yes.
great.
To be on here on Viva because I'm just magical.
Yes, you are. You're a little wild child looking today. I love it.
Yes.
Subdued, but you're
But
just like wild child everywhere.
My daughter bought me this white cotton soft linen dress. It's long, but it's like this, and Lillian gave me this, and I figured I'm going to wear them all on the same day.
Sounds beautiful.
So here I am. Purity and cleansing. So what is coffee? Please, mi gente, now that we're going to venture on, on the YouTube platform, we're going to do the Facebook Lives, we're going to try and put snippets of our videos on Instagram. Little, what is it? 60 seconds? That Instagram
it's like 30,
allows.
it depends, 30 to 60.
And Lori has mastered the editing of the videos that she told me that. So I figured we do 60-minute snippets on Instagram. But so with that, we would like, and this is, I'm pulling it up my ass right now this morning because I'm so magical, right? So, and Lori has done such a great job posting all of our videos with dates of them premiering on Instagram. Like, how phenomenal is that?
On YouTube.
What did I say?
Instagram.
Look at my coffee's not even halfway done, okay? Mala mia, bro, right? So why not? So if we're gonna post these on Instagram, little snippets on our Viva Cafe con Leche page on Instagram, I would like to follow up with the photos of that day that you sent.
Yes.
We might be a little delayed, mi gente, and I don't know if Iris is on yours, but Toji, Nancy Green, Connie, everybody who has sent me a mug, they are all categorized. All your mugs are all together with your name. So they've already been counted. And we haven't forgotten that's going to happen. We just, we like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. But it's better for you. Because the more mugs you photo of your taza de café for the taza de café challenge you send, we still got the $25 gift card. We still got the shirt. I think it's a t-shirt and a mug you get for whoever sends the most selfies.
But you could, right? They could just directly post now on the Facebook page. Correct?
And the Viva page, yeah.
And that's what we want, too.
Yeah, we do. We do, I guess.
Good morning, Nan. Nan is on. She said good morning.
Hi, Nan. Good morning. So, Lori, how was your weekend? I mean, it's Tuesday, but it still feels like a Monday for us.
It was busy. Saturday, I moved everything over to the YouTube channel. That took a little time. And I did not master the editing. All I did was learn how to trim the beginning portion of the video off where we're BSing and we're not even ready yet. So I wish I could master that piece. So the sizzle reel that Gladiator Guru is talking about, I might have to get somebody else to do it for me. I have a client that does editing, so probably ask her if she could do it. But that's the little, the thing that we just take from a lot of the videos and sort of take the highlights, and that's what we're going to be posting. But I appreciate the shout out, though. It made me feel good to know that I thought I couldn't even edit anything. So just trimming it was good enough, So that's what I did Saturday, and then Sunday I was doing a lot of stuff for my channel, my YouTube channel with my mindful conversations, and just catching up on stuff. So yeah, it just kind of went, it was a whirlwind. I got a lot done, but it was a long, exhausting weekend, but in a good way. Nothing major happened. How about you?
Well, I had Lillian and
Oh yeah, that's right. You had your friends over. Yep, that's fabulous.
They got here about I want to say they got here like around 2, give or take. They were literally 10 minutes apart. And then we were in the sanctuary. Francia cooked. My daughter Tiffany and our Janice came over and stood all the way to the night, and we had sangria and wine and coffee. Lillian in the middle, people drinking. I want coffee. So of course, you know, I want coffee too. So we had, yeah, like I want to say good amounts of cafe con leche while we were here. And then
Right.
Sunday, my son-in-law took us to this place to eat. The first place was closed, which was the Buddhist temple. They have like the market with Thailand and Bali food, like a food truck place, but they're all under one of the temple
canopies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, nice.
So they were closed, the food market. So then we drove to Ella's, which is Soul Food Sunday, and the only reservation they had was for 3, and it was only 12. So we did a lot of driving, but we finally found a spot that was beautiful. We enjoyed it, and then everybody went home after that. So it was good.
That's nice. That's good. Lots of catching up, right?
Yes, Frankie's on.
Frankie.
Good morning, Frankie. He's like, buenas mañanas, locas.
And so you guys got all together and you didn't talk anything about Usta tu Corona.
No, it was all set up to how we're gonna launch Ajusta tu Corona before the end of the year, and then we just had like family time. Tiff and Henny came with my grandson so that he can meet Francia's son, and it was it. The kids went to the movies, and we just sat back here in my sanctuary, and that's it.
But
the time goes by so fast when you're in good company, though.
Yes.
You know, when there's laughter and just, you know, your hair's out, you know, makeup, you're just in your comfort zone of comfort zones, if that makes sense. So, yeah. So that was my week.
Those are the good relationships. And what we're going to talk about today are the bad ones. Was that a good segue?
That was a great segue.
We are going to talk about relationship red flags today. It's a 2-part conversation because on Thursday, we're going to have Laura Toriano, who's been on before. She's a psychologist, and she's going to sort of chime in on the psychological element of relationship red flags. But this is a great, great topic because, well, we have a lot of input on this, right? Ourselves, right? Gladiator Guru. And
yes.
But everybody does. I mean, every single person has had a rough time with some sort of relationship in their life, sometimes more than one. And while most of the time we talk about relationship red flags, we're really referring to significant others, you know, those that we're dating or married to. But it could be friendships too. You know, it doesn't have to be just limited to a romantic relationship. It could be a friend relationship. So do we want to get started, or do you have anything else you want to cover before we get started? What do you think, my dear?
Coffee is life.
Coffee is life.
Savor and enjoy the very first sip of your very first cup of café con leche. And be peaceful. Now let's talk about these goddamn red flags. That no matter how strong or how smart you are, these red flags will trick you.
Effing red flags, yes. I was thinking about this, right? So I visualize red flags going up, you know, and why is it that we're going to talk about, so the questions we're going to talk about are what are some, we'll give some examples. Why do we when do we tend to notice the flags, if we even do? And why do we ignore them? And all I thought about was, you know, picture when you get into a relationship with somebody, when you start a relationship with somebody, if you have some really dark sunglasses on, right? Dark sunglasses, you cannot see colors. You're very limited on the color scheme. The darker it is, the less the color shows, right? So in my mind, I'm picturing that here you are with these really dark sunglasses, only seeing, you know, the very minimal of what's truly in front of you. And those flags could be up flying around and you won't see the color whatsoever because you can't tell that they're red unless you take those sunglasses off. Because we always have something, some sort of blinder on or whatever, that we cannot notice them, and yet everybody around us does, right? That's the most interesting part about it, is everybody else around us, they'll see it and they'll make comment, or they'll stay shut for a while and then they'll finally make comment, and then we say what? why didn't you say something sooner? Because we wouldn't have heard it, right? Or we wouldn't have paid attention, we wouldn't have connected with us.
See, and my perspective is that you see the flags flying, like they're almost slapping you in the damn face, but you're like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a couple slaps because he might change.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm
one.
overthinking it. Maybe it's not what I just saw him do or heard him do. Maybe I'm just like overthinking it, like he says, or you know what? It's just the beginning of the relationship. He doesn't realize how much in love we're going to be.
I want to vomit as I'm listening to you say
you
all
know,
that.
but it's true.
No, I know, because I've done it. That's why I want to throw up.
You know, or it'll come to the point where you just say, we're not exclusive anyway. You know, I have a good time with him. We grown, we do whatever. And then, you know, that last slap cuts you. And you have no other choice but to face it and decide, am I going to continue and be a fucking idiot the whole relationship or the other half of it? Or am I going to love myself enough to wallow in the pain and then let it go? Because people also avoid red flags because they're avoiding the pain and the sting of the truth and them having to leave a relationship that wasn't good for them in the first place, but anything not to feel pain. And mi gente, pain means you are alive. Pain means growth. It's like when you, like the caterpillar, when the butterfly comes out of the caterpillar, they say it's the most painful experience. That's why we cannot assist the butterfly in coming out. We can't cut the caterpillar because then that butterfly will never fly. That butterfly has to squeeze the hell out of that caterpillar shell and in so much pain and break its wings coming out in order for its wings to be able to fly. So if we assist, we have them skip a very important process. That's what happens, I think, with us facing this. Only because I've been there, done that, I can speak on my truth about it as I'm doing right now. And then Lori will share her truth. Because everybody, the red flags is still a blood red flag for all of us, but it's still different shades of red according to our lifestyle or our choices. Go ahead.
Pain, and you know what's interesting is the pain. We're in pain when we're in the relationship with the red flags. We're in pain, but our fear of the unknown trumps that because we get comfortable in that discomfort. Like we want to be comfortable, but then at the same time, we don't want to, we stay in this discomfort, this awful relationship, and we keep saying, oh, he'll change or she'll change, or yeah, I'll just deal with it, rather than stepping in. Sometimes it's that you don't deserve it, or you're just, again, it's just, you're afraid. If I leave, what's going to happen? How am I going to survive? And it sounds so dramatic to say, well, anybody could survive, of course. But there could be financial restraints, you know, like maybe the other person makes more money and you're thinking, how am I going to survive financially without this individual? But that's when you have to absolutely just step up and say, okay, is it, you know, is it worth this? You know, how can I navigate through this? So I have a list of what can be considered red flags. And so we could I'll just like sort of read them if you want, and then we could sort of discuss them as we go. I think there's let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 of them. So, and this would be like early on in the relationship. So inability to resolve conflicts. You have recurring arguments that never seem to get resolved. So that's a red flag, that this individual is never gonna, there's a good chance that this person will never be able to resolve conflicts with you, or you the same way. Controlling behavior or lack of trust. Ugh. God, I can't even tell you how many times I've been in relationships with that one. That the individual is, you know, wants to control you and starts to throw those little pieces out there that, where are you going? What are you doing? Who are you going with? How long are you going to be gone? And then the most favorite of mine is when you do go out, they blow up your phone. How long are you going to be out? And you say, oh, I'll be out about an hour and a half. And right on the hour and a half mark, they blow out your phone. Are you on your way? Are you on your way? You coming home? What are you doing? And then they start, and it's oh my God, it's a horrendous form of manipulation. But that's one, okay? You don't feel like you can be fully yourself. Have you ever had that one? Guru, like that you just don't feel like you can't be the person you are. I've had that one. I've had all of them actually. That you just can't be yourself, like because they have a problem with it, or you start to, and they sort of make it seem like it's not okay, right? Your friends and family members have expressed concerns about your partner or relationship. You're conceited rather than compromising. Oh, you're conceding, not you're conceited. You're conceding rather than compromising. You're giving in other words. Instead of coming up, say, I want to go here, they want to go there, and you say, well, let's come up with a thing in the middle. No, you always have to go with that other person. So you give up your rights. Difficulty sharing feelings, both either of you. Giving up your friends' interests or goals. Again, I've done all of these, sadly. Pressure to become too serious too fast. Yep. Lying or breaches of trust. Abuse of any kind, emotional, verbal, physical, sexual, financial, or gaslighting. And I think that's it. Oh, no, one more. Increased symptoms of mental or physical health problems. So you are getting sick. This one's interesting. It says your body, mind, and spirit are interconnected, which is why symptoms of stress, depression, anxiety show up in our bodies, as well as our thoughts and feelings. Be sure to notice new or worsening health problems, increasing feelings of anger, resentment, fear, and stress, and consider whether they may be related to your relationship. And I got to, I have an example of that. I have a friend of mine who was in a physically abusive relationship. She didn't tell anybody for a while, and she started getting physically sick. She was getting massive headaches to the point where she kept going back and forth to the doctor to see what was causing them. She also lost a ton of weight. She had stomach issues. She was going to the doctor for that. And then she finally admitted to her mother that he was physically abusing her. And then people intervened and stepped in, and she got out, and headaches went away. Headaches stopped. So what are your thoughts on all that?
I think, like I said, we all have been in some type of relationship that had some of those red flags that you just mentioned. I had one relationship that way. And that's why he has been my ex for 12 years now. And yeah, because he was so insecure. He was an insecure, narcissistic motherfucker. And I hope anybody who knows him and tries to be stalking me sees this. But yeah, my friends, he wouldn't make friends. He wanted my friends. He adapted my style with my bohemian jewelry. He just, wow. If I didn't bring him somewhere I was going, he would show up because he wanted to be front and center and claim. So I stopped performing on stage my poetry.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Right in the middle of a really juicy piece. So hopefully she will unfreeze, or if she drops off, she will come back on, and hopefully you will all stay on. So I want you guys to put in the comments, because I really want to hear this story when she comes back on. I want all of you to put in the comments if you've had these types of relationships, because we all have, and it's really good to share it. I mean, if I told you countless times, every serious relationship I have ever had has been, had those issues. So there, it's just me. Margie will come back on and we will finish our conversation. But every serious relationship I have ever been in has had red flags, and I can cross off almost entirely everything on those in that list. So I've been there, and it took me a long time to get past that piece, to finally understand myself and be strong enough to get past that and say, I deserve more, and I don't deserve to be treated this way, and this is all bullshit, and F you, and on and on and on and on. So let me see. So Editza is watching. Hi, Editza. And Lillian says, definitely, good. So hopefully Margie will get back on really quickly. I miss my partner. All the time I miss my partner. So anyway, so seriously, share with us, and like people are calling me. So let me tell you about my story. So my first husband was very, very much a control person too. He was, he, like, as Margie was starting to share her story about how her ex was always wanting to be with her friends, my ex actually was the total opposite. He wanted nothing to do with my friends. He didn't want to know anybody. He didn't want me to hang out with my friends. And so we sort of created this separate life, and because he was too busy running his own game on the side. So I'll give you a great red flag. When I was dating my first husband, we were dating, and he kept telling me that he was friends with his ex. He was friends with his ex, and that he would have to go over her house and occasionally on the weekends and spend time with her because they were friends. And me, dumb and young, believed that piece. And then that went on for a good few months. And in the midst of, so I was doing this show, somebody at my hair, the person who was doing my hair said, "Oh, listen, you have great hair. We're going to be doing a hair show in the mall, and we want you to come, and we're going to style your hair and for free, and blah, blah, blah. And you come and you just show." And I was so excited. It was like, I get to walk down a runway. This is very exciting. And I told him all about it. And I remember, and I had a couple of my friends there too. And I walked down the runway and I did my thing, and I felt really good. I felt like a model. And I'm done, and here he comes with his friend who walked up holding hands with him. And boy, that red flag slapped me into the face. In the face. And that was, we were dating at that point 7 months. And that's when I realized, oh my God, I'm the other woman. I didn't even know that I was the other woman. And I felt so stupid. And what did I do? I broke up with him and then got back together with him, folks, because apparently the red flag wasn't enough. So I'm trying to see where the heck Margie is. My dear Margie, where are you, my love? Let's give her a call and see where she is. I'm told it was still on. All right. Hopefully she will get on shortly. So listen, seriously, share your stuff. What else? What else can I say? So why did I have so many red flags in my relationships? And when I tell you it was all of them, it was all of them. Every single one. I put up with a lot in my relationships. And so why? Because I did not think I deserved it. I did not think I was worthy. I did not think that I think that I thought that people would change, that I could fix them. And what I learned in my elder years is that, you know what? If the adult can't fix themselves, it's not my job to fix them. I am no longer fixing broken people. That is not my job. So that came with the bottom barrel, with hitting the bottom barrel came great insight as to what I deserved in my life and what I was going to put up with and what I wasn't going to put up with. So for those of you out there, like if you're still in a relationship where you're seeing the red flags and you don't want to admit it to yourself, you're ignoring them, then, you know, let's talk about this. Let's talk about why that is. Why aren't you, you know, what is it about it that you're, I don't know, like, why are you still there? You know, is it financial? Is it for the kids? You know, if you are still in charge of yourself and you can work things out and maintain a separate existence within that relationship and you'll be in charge, then that's fine. You can do it that way as well. So seriously, I'm getting worried about my dear friend. Where is she? Let me see if I can, maybe she's not finding us. So I'm gonna quickly send her a note to get on here. So, no, apparently that's gonna take too long. All right. Margie, where are you? Come on. I'm running out of things to talk about. Nobody's engaging with me. Apparently, they all like you better. Okay. All right. So, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to talk about this list here. And then you guys just chime in as you need to. All right. So, oh, here she is. Yay. Oh, my goodness. What happened?
Did you hear that big bang?
No.
Yeah, it knocked off my thing. I went outside. My nephew said somebody clipped the pole, but we got it back on.
Yay, good, because I was running out of stuff to say. I realized that you're an integral part of this whole duo here, and I was like running off my ass here.
Okay, so
Anyway.
Tiffany's on. Thank you. And Iris says, hello, beautiful ladies. Tiffany says, good morning. Iris says, I have one that had a different job every 3 months, then no job for 6 months, but I stayed because he was good to my children. Red flag, dumb and young, LOL.
Yeah, dumb and young. That's what I had said. Because I started to talk about my first husband. But go ahead. You were in the middle of.
So yeah. So then
you stopped performing. You stopped reading.
I stopped because he wanted to sew himself into me. And so, and mind you, we had fights. It wasn't like it was like I should have learned 2 years in. I should have left him, but then I lasted another 5 years. But that's lack of self-love at that moment. And you know, you look back and say, why did I waste so much years? But it was just a learning tool to get me to where I'm at today. So
no, of course.
Yeah. So it was, yeah, I was in my 30s, so I'm not gonna say I was young and dumb, but it was like whatever, you know. It was one of those I should have gave a shit and I didn't. But it's lessons learned. So yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
And so you would talk about your ex. Anybody else have red flag stories? Come on, somebody has to share. That's what this is about, mi gente. Everybody has them, whether it's even with your long-term husband, you just ignore something. It doesn't have to be affairs. It just has to be something that's not fitting in with the relationship, right? You're ignoring it when you have to nip it in the butt. Are they drinking too much? Are they staying out late? Are they not conversing as much and you're just letting it go because they're going through something? No, that's when you have to say, let's have a conversation. This is what I'm noticing. Right. This is some changes that are happening and I need to know why.
Anytime in the beginning, especially of a relationship, when you have the thought in your head that you say, oh, he'll change or she'll change, it'll get better, I'll help them get through this, the chances of that happening are so minimal. So it's like, for instance, if you know, my first husband also didn't like to work. So I saw that right away. Like, the dude didn't hold down a job. So what in my head thought he would ever change, I don't know, you know? And so even though you're dating and you're kind of like doing your own thing, he would get a job and then he would lose it. And then after about a year and a half of that, when I started to look at how many jobs I've had in a year and a half and compared to how many he has had, and there would always be the same excuse. You know, oh, they didn't really get me. They didn't like, they always had a problem with him. And that's when, you know, again, it's like, what was I thinking that I would just, but the thing is, I knew it. Like, I knew that was an issue, but I kept thinking, oh, next time. He'll figure it out next time, blah, blah, blah. But it never happened. The next time never happened. So it's a combination of stuff that we don't see, and then the stuff that we refuse to see, and then the stuff that we're just unfortunately willing to put up with. And the question is, you know, why, you know, deep down, you know, why do we put up with that stuff? Like, why is it that we just refuse to take those steps to, and if we can answer why, then can we answer what to do? Because that's the other piece I don't think I put on here, is like, what can we do to get past these red flags and move on?
I think that one, you need a tribe. You need even if it's one good friend that it's going to tell you the truth. I don't want to call people stupid for staying because we were all guilty of it. And I think we stay for numerous reasons.
That's correct.
Love. We stay, costumbre. How do you say that in English? We stay because it's habitual. We know them. We absolutely fear of the unknown. You know, what if it's true that we're not worthy? Because, you know, they'll tell us that. There's so much why, so many wrong reasons why we stay, but it just takes one choice to leave. And it's like you're living in England where it's always dreary and rainy and a little chilly when you're in these toxic relationships, right? That the minute you make the choice to leave, it's like, bam, you're in Florida. You're in the Sunshine State. And there's a little glare, so you got to cover yourself. You got to put all this moisturizer on for the sun. So there's a lot of changes you're going to have to make, right? But it's going to be okay. And I think when we're in those relationships, we don't want to look stupid to people, so we're afraid to talk about what's going on. And it's not about being stupid, it's about being strong.
Yes.
When you start initiating a tribe and you can talk about all that, that speaks of your strength. It does not show that you're stupid. And I think that's the biggest thing that we have to train our thought process in. That, okay, I'm not in this, or I've been in it, but now it's time to train it. And, let me listen to this so that I can start training my mind that I'm not stupid for staying. Because love, a lot of it, we entrap ourselves in that because of the thought of being in love.
Right.
When love is so much more difficult, right? It's compromising with one another. It's learning one another. It's a big job in itself. But it's not about being stupid. It's about being strong by leaving. And I think we've all been there. Even when it's not a relationship, it's a friends with benefits thing. And you still see the red flags. And although you know that it's not a, what is it? What am I talking about? It's not an exclusive relationship. You still see the red flags that maybe you're not the only one, but you throw it out your mind because it feels so good to be there. Been there, done that. You know?
Me too.
You know, so
more times than I want to.
And you enjoy it. You're enjoying this time together and the laughter, because it's an abundance, the laughter, just the twin souls, like you feel you've known this person a lifetime plus. And then you're like, I'm thinking, I'm wondering, but then you're together, you're having wine, you're having conversation, you're having laughter, you're having great sex. So, you know, it's like, I'm here now. So, and then as time goes on, you're like, I should have picked up on it. But if you've never been in that type of scenario, guess what happens? You soak it all up. And then going forward, you know, like, no, that's not going to happen anymore. But you learn.
The experience. Hopefully you learn.
But it's still painful.
Of course. Yes.
Because for every beginning, there's an end. And when that end comes, because you chose to ignore the red flags, it's going to hurt you twice as much. Once, because now you're not in it. You're not feeling the laughter. You're not feeling the hugs and the camaraderie and the sex, right? And two, because why did I allow myself to be so blinded to a fact that was staring me in the face? And I can't even be mad at him because it's not like he lied. He just like omitted. So when I finally put the question out there, the calls got far and few in between until finally it was said, I did not want to let you down with your expectations because I finally said something. So you got to respect that. I respect it because I didn't put any expectations or I didn't ask the question up front. And that's why sometimes they're assholes, but what are we for allowing it?
Well, definitely. And the piece about you saying how in the end, when when we do start to see the red flags and we do start to make choices based on the red flags, trying to change things, get out of the relationship or whatever, and we feel stupid, and Margie's right. We're not stupid. We're strong. But let me tell you something about tribe. If you're a part of the tribe for these individuals, it is also your responsibility as the tribe to make sure that you enforce the fact that they're strong and not stupid. Because I've got to tell you, I've had tribe members in the past where they reinforced how stupid I was. And let me tell you, that makes it so much harder when you are getting out of a relationship, when you finally wake up and you finally get out of it and you say, oh my God, I should have done this a long time ago. And you can should on yourself all you want, because we always do, but you do not need to hear that from your tribe members. You really, really don't, because your tribe members need to say, listen, you're not stupid, you're strong, don't worry about it, it is what it is. Instead of, friends saying, oh, you should have got out, I don't know what we were waiting for, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh my God, because I had that happen. I've had where I was in it, and it's almost like when people do that, they push you back in, because you're just like, okay, I don't want to hear this. I feel like so lousy as it is, and then you're telling me this. And now, you know what, I'm just going to go back in, because most relationships, when you pull out because you see the red flags, they don't let you pull out really easily most of the time. Most of the time, and that was part of the problem too with my first husband. I left him like twice, I think, or 3 times. Twice when we were dating, and once when we were married. And he pulled me back in. He just said the right thing, and I was still at that vulnerable place, because that's what we do. We're questioning ourselves, and we're so insecure. And you have that little point, right? That it depends on you how long that piece is going to last until you build yourself back up again. Because I know the story you're talking about, Margie, and the example that you gave, that last example you just gave. And I remember us having a conversation where you were in that stage where you were that push and pull. Go back, not go back, go back, not go back. And you get caught up in it. And it's important for your tribe to be there to say, no, listen, just ride it out, ride the wave. I'll ride with you if that's the case, so that you don't go back and make that same mistake. And then the further you get from it, the clearer you are with your vision. That's when you look back and go, oh yeah, okay, now I really see that flag. Right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Because before it finally, like, no connection was made, I told him, because he would always call, like, he didn't, he was, because we did have a good friendship, but I told him, you're not healthy for my soul. And like I said, I don't blame him. It was wonderful. But I think with the tribe, going back to the tribe, a true tribe member, for me, and being a life coach, I would tell you, which I tell people, I even tell my own kids when they're telling me this, blah, 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 and I can't believe so-and-so said this to me. And then I'll tell them how I feel about it. And then I say, now you got a choice to make. And I give them 2 choices. You can either do this or you do that. Either choice you make, I'm going to be here for you. Right? Because I'm the chief of my tribe when it comes to my kids. But with my friends, you know what? We're all chiefs. And that's why we come together and we commune, and we try to figure out what's best for our tribes, our personal tribes, which is our spirits, right? So I think that we have to be upfront where, like, okay, did you learn your lesson? Are you going to take your ass out of this, or are we going to have to travel along with you again? And I don't think that's wounding the member. I wouldn't say that that's wounding the member. I think that in her life at this point, with all the red flags and the way she's feeling, no one's been upfront and honest with her. And I think as a tribe member, it is my duty to say, are you awake yet? Do you need me to shake you awake? Because I've taken this ride with you. I don't want to ride the roller coaster no more. I'm nauseous. So what are you going to do? And I think that backbone support, where you're telling them, you're going to fall, because we all fall when we get out of this, because we're still on that, we're still not balanced. We're on that board that's on one side of the fence, and we don't know where we're going to land because we're still confused. But when your tribe says, I got you, I'm going to be here. Any choice you make, I'm going to be here. I can be here full time if you decide to leave to make better of your life, or I can be the part-time I've been since you've been in this relationship. Because you really can't have a true connection with your tribe when you're so unhappy in a relationship, right? Because that sucks the energy out of your big toe.
It does. It really does.
And then you're walking on eggshells because you're in the relationship. So you don't have the full autonomy to be with your tribe and heal. So I think as a tribe member, you have to say, I think it's time for you to leave. I think you know it's time for you to leave. But until you're ready, I am here.
Walking on eggshells is the red flag right there.
Yeah. So I think true friends got to call you out on your shit.
Yeah, but I do think it's important though for them to be compassionate. I know what you're saying, because you can ride that roller coaster so many times with certain people and it's just like enough already. Like, okay, like seriously. But there has to be some sort of, because I know
it has to be compassion, absolutely.
Better with the compassion.
But not an enabling compassion.
No,
which a lot of the friends who don't know how to be firm because they're afraid that you're gonna get your feelings hurt. At this point, you're so wounded by being in the wrong, the wrong environment, that I have to say, wake the fuck up. And if you fall, I'm going to be here to catch you. That's my kind of compassion. But I have to be straight up like, what the hell are you doing already? Enough. We've talked about this. We've chewed the flavor out of that gum. And instead of spitting it out, we stuck it back in our ear for later. How productive is that? It's not, right?
I like that expression.
I think that having compassion with someone you love is, but if you know that person enough, they know they love you. But there comes a point where you got to shake the person awake and say, you want out. That's all we talk about, is you wanting out. Why are you still holding on? We're here. Just cross over. Cross over. You're going to fall. You're going to bleed. You're going to cry yourself into oblivion. And we're going to be here to dry those damn tears. But you got to make a choice, because sometimes we have to say, make a choice. And only you can do that, right? But you need the energy of your tribe to feel like your spine is erect and your crown is on right. And you're going to say, you know what? I can't do this no more. Bye. And be shaking like shit inside. But you got that demeanor that says, I'm done. And they'll try to, but if you, even though you know you're weak to that person, you put the facade in that you're strong, and you can walk out that door and into your tribe and be loved. But the decision has to come from you, because 50 people can tell you what you need to do to leave that relationship, but ultimately it's up to you to say, I'm ready.
And it's worth every minute of it. And listen, you know, it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're over a certain age and you're going to be starting a new relationship, go eyes wide open. You know, you just think about all the experiences that you've had in your life and all the things that have happened that you didn't like with past relationships, and be open. And don't say, well, I'm over a certain age and I'm desperate. I've been by myself for a while. That's what I did with every single one of my relationships. Not that I said over a certain age. It was always that I hadn't dated somebody in so long. And there was this desperation that came on. Nobody loves me. Nobody, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm not good enough for people. Nobody wants to look at me. And then the one person that all of a sudden started to pay attention and put it on real thick, all of a sudden I was ready and throwing myself into the relationship, and became very blind to the red flags that happened immediately within a month. You know, the person saying that they loved me, like within 2 weeks of dating them, the person that is constantly blowing out my phone, where am I? When I say I'm going out with my friends, going, you know, oh, but I wanted to spend time with you. And it's like, okay, but we just saw each other for like 4 days in a row. And they would just, you know, in my mind, I was reading it as, oh, they love me. Oh, they care about me. They want to spend time with me. But it's not. It's all about control. It's all about distrust. And you fall into that pit, you know. So, but when you're wide open to it, you call it out. You call it for what it is. And so don't be afraid and say, oh, I'm too old. I can't find anybody. I'm just going to pick, whoever I can. No, you don't. You deserve more than that. And that's what it is it's about what we deserve. It's about who we are, knowing ourselves, and going into another relationship or in the relationship that we're in right now and saying, okay, let me just take a step back and sort of review everything. Where am I right now in this relationship? How is this person? How am I? And do we, can we stay together? And what would happen if we didn't? And what would happen if we did? And, don't sacrifice who you are. I think that was the biggest piece that really pissed me off about the relationships that I was in. And it pissed me off because I allowed it. I allowed myself, I allowed me to forget who I was, like completely lose myself and become just a generic, like brand, you know what I mean? Like there was nothing spectacular, nothing special, just a person that was there, which is so not me. And I think that's the part that really bothered me so much about the relationships. And it was nobody's fault but mine. That's the worst part about it. They could have manipulated the situation, but in the end, right? I think that, and that's why we feel so stupid, because in the end, we know once we're starting to get that it was we're responsible for it. We're responsible for certain things.
And yeah,
we're not stupid. None of us are stupid. We're just
you're just sleeping.
Weighted.
You're just sleeping. Stupid is the person that knows full well that they're being robbed of their independence, that they're being robbed of the life that God gave them, and then they still stay for someone who's not appreciating them, right? In the hopes they might get better. Let them get better with someone else. Don't stay because you don't have no money or you don't have nowhere to go, and you're staying because where am I going to go? There's many places you can go. Okay, there's many friends you can call up and say, I'm going through this, can I leave? There are, but just stand on your own 2 feet and decide that you are worthy, that you are important, and know that you are strong. And this is just red flags, honey. We haven't even gotten into the toxic part. But you know what? You have to just love yourself. And that is the most difficult thing for people to relearn. It's how to love themselves. I spoke with someone yesterday who told me that she was starting to be selfless and in love with herself and in her capacities to accomplish whatever she set her mind to do, and that people started calling her selfish. So she stopped putting herself first. Woo, I went on a rampage with that. And that's the problem. Grow some thick skin, because people are going to always have opinions about how you should live your life. And that they are like assholes. So you don't listen to what other people, oh, you're being selfish? Right. No, I'm being selfless and loving myself.
Yes, that's right.
You have a problem with that. You have to learn how to become assertive. If you're not assertive right now, but you want to accomplish your goals and you want to start your tribe and you want to wake up every morning happy and content with the decision you make, then learn how to become assertive. Learn how when people, like my aunt used to tell me, Margarita, todas las mañanas úntate mucha vaselina, so la mierda de la gente te resbala. She said, every morning, Margarita, pour Vaseline all over yourself, so the bullshit that the people speak to you would just slide right off. And in other words, you know what? If you seek advice and assistance, then listen to what they're saying and then make your choice. If you're not seeking it, if you are trying to live in your truth and become selfless and strong and important to yourself, and people start throwing those jabs at you, learn how to duck, learn how to duck, learn how to sway, and then go like this. Because you have to be strong for yourself. You have to love yourself. This is the bottom line. And I think we went a little over, but
we started a little late. And and listen, one more thing too is that about the selfish piece, if the person you're in the relationship with you throws that at you when you start to really step into yourself and they start saying, oh, you're being selfish, that's a red flag right there that you're on the right track. Because it's these individuals who manipulate, they don't want you to be doing all this stuff for yourself. So they always throw out that word, oh, that you're being selfish. And absolutely. Yep.
Yes, I am. Isn't it great? Isn't it great that I'm finally
Yep.
looking in the mirror and seeing myself. Thank
That's
you for,
correct.
I would say thank you for noticing I'm on the right track. You know, be sarcastic and let them know, boom, you're not going to hurt me. Because red flags and toxic relationships isn't only a lover. It's the friends that you have grown up with, that you feel they're sewn into the tapestry of your soul, but they're chipping away at your spirit. So, you know,
Yes.
you know what, mi gente, from today forward, let's write down and start taking inventory of our life and start purging from the shelves of our spirit what the hell we don't need anymore. Oh, that's expired. Why did I hold on to this so long? Why? Because in the name of friendship, in the name of family, you know, not everybody deserves a front row seat in your life. Study them, test them with some stuff, see how their reaction is, and then throw them the fuck away.
That's right.
Because you're that much more important. Henny's okay, before we leave, because people wrote something and we asked them to. Madeline Vasquez, hello, welcome. She says finally she was able to watch. Nancy Green, sometimes you need to leave for your safety. Our Janice says, good morning. Nancy Harding says, good morning, ladies. And our Janice said, it's called la costumbre. Yeah, we've grown so accustomed to the relationship we're in that it's very unhealthy. Carmen Nieves, hello, Mama. I haven't seen you in a minute. We're so excited.
We missed you.
Ephraim said he couldn't find us anywhere, and then he spotted my watch party. We got to see what that's about.
You sent me a text, yeah.
Manuel Rivera, hello. I'm sorry.
Yep. Good morning, Manuel.
And Tiffany, I said my daughter's on, my cousin Iris. And I think you and my sister Connie and Frankie. I didn't even see my sister Janet, but you have Lillian, right?
Yeah, and Dee Babel is on. And
hi, Dee.
And Dee wrote, so true, people get threatened. I am me, take or leave it. I'm done, love you. Yes, fabulous, absolutely fabulous. But it's just so hard for us to do that sometimes, you know. And again, for those that can't, you know, you take that step and do it. And for the tribe members, help them through it and give them, you know, give them the footing that they need, you know. And what we're going to do is, so we're going to continue this conversation. And we're going to have Laura on, Laura Toriano. And I think, Margie, I don't know how you feel about this, but I think for Thursday, we'll reiterate a lot of this stuff, but let's also really give tools to get past all this, to say,
yes,
to boost you up, because Margie's right, you know, take inventory of your life right now and really look at your relationships, not just your significant others, talk about your friends as well, and really look at them and how healthy are they and how do you feel about them and are you excited about them and do you love these relationships that you're in? And if you are answering no to any of those questions, that no, there's so much that I don't like, that's what you have to take inventory on. Why are you permitting this? Why is this still happening? And then we're going to talk about that on Thursday. We're going to see how we can help you navigate through that, because maybe it is time for some switching. Maybe we're the voices that you need to hear to give you that boost to say, okay, I'm done with this. This is run its course and it's time to go and I need to move on. And so, right, I think that would be great to add.
Yes, I think that's wonderful. We'll do that. But also when you're taking inventory from today till Thursday, I want you to think about why we stay tuned, because a lot of us wants to be Captain Save-A-Hole. And we feel that they were put in our lives for us to save them. You are not God. You know, the best thing you can do for a person who is not fulfilling your heart and your soul with joy is to pray for them and put them in God's hands or the universe's hands or Allah's or whoever you pray to. Give them to a higher power, because you were not born to be Captain Save-A-Hole for someone.
No, you save yourself.
Yes.
Save yourself.
So I think that a lot of us stay because they need us, because you know, I do everything, and if I leave, you know why you do everything? Because you do everything, and they're like, okay, fuck it, she does everything.
That's correct. They'll survive.
So,
or they'll find somebody else.
Yes, so you have to take inventory on that. The one who needs saving is you.
Yes.
The one whose spirit needs to be, whose soul needs to be fed is yours. Whose spirit needs to be enlightened is yours. Whose thoughts needs to be archived with the negative stuff, and the attic shelves needs to be, cleaned out so that you can receive more positive, mindful transitional thoughts, is you. So put yourself first, and then put everybody around who's wounded you, and start checking off who. And if you're not confrontational, you don't need to say, I don't want you in my life no more. What you do is you make yourself less unavailable for them.
Yes, and we'll talk about this on Thursday. We're going to give you all these little tricks and tools to help you get through this for those of you that aren't strong enough. So, and again, so we're out of time. Thank you for indulging us for going over. We really appreciate it. And remember, we are now on YouTube. So please go on to YouTube, Viva Cafe con Leche, the channel, and
yes,
subscribe to us. Subscribe. We have 2 subscribers, and it's just me and Margie. So go subscribe to us and share it with the world, because not everybody has Facebook, but everybody could access YouTube. So we'll see you guys on Thursday. Everybody take care. Shout out real quick to Tiffany, who jumped on. Hey, Tiff. And so, right? So we'll see you guys Thursday. And remember, be you, be real, be extraordinary. And Guru?
And me, I want to give a shout out to Lillian for gifting me this, because I'm looking at it and I'm just loving it, because I love me, because I'm important. Mi gente, see you on Thursday. Can't wait. YouTube, subscribe, like, share. Just come on. Let's just be out there. Let's just go global.
That's right.
And remember, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everybody. We'll see you Thursday. Have a great one. Bye.